I always believed my older brother was my protector, until one night I realized he had drugged me and lied to my face, and when his friend finally confessed the truth, my entire family tried to silence me. I grew up thinking my big brother was the safest place in the world. If you had asked me a year ago who knew every version of me, I would have said, Milo. He taught me how to parallel park using trash cans, how to pick the quiet checkout line at the grocery store, how to tell our mother we already ate when she tried to weaponize dinner against a schedule. He'd tap my forehead with a spoon when I spiraled and say, "Hey, Earth to Nora." I believed him when he said I was safe. The night everything broke didn't look like a movie. No red cups stacked to the ceiling. No pounding bass. It was a small get-together after my late shift, me, my brother, two of his friends playing cards at our place because our mother had gone to stay with my aunt. Rain on the windows. Cheap pizza. A stupid argument about whether data is day 2 or da 2. I remember laughing at nothing. I remember Milo handing me a glass of ginger ale and saying, "You need sugar, Bean?" I remember his friends teasing him for being overprotective and him smirking like a person who enjoys being right. Then the film glitches. Not black. More like frames missing. Voices in another room. A slow, heavy feeling behind my eyes. My body answering questions I didn't ask. The couch cushion seemed pressing into my skin like a line I should have crossed. I remember trying to say I don't feel good, and my tongue catching on the words like they were made of lint. Morning was a stranger. I woke up in my own bed with a taste like coins in my mouth and this wrongness that didn't have a noun. I was wearing a t-shirt that wasn't mine. I stared at the ceiling and told myself I must have been drunk, even though 3 sips of ginger ale is not a crime. I showered too long. The water couldn't find the parts of me that needed washing. In the kitchen, Milo was already up, standing at the sink, washing a single glass like it had insulted our family. He didn't turn around when I walked in. "You okay?" he asked, voice too light. "I feel weird," I said. "Yeah," he said, glancing at his phone. "You fell asleep early," he said it like a fact that makes other facts sit down. I wanted him to make me laugh. I wanted him to tap the spoon on my head and say Earth to Nora and hand me a bagel and tell me I was being dramatic. Instead he said, "You should drink water." Then he took the trash out even though the bag wasn't full. All day little things were wrong. The house smelled like something sweet, then too sweet, then nothing at all. My favorite mug wasn't in the cabinet, it was in the dishwasher, spotless. There was a bottle cap under the couch, the metal kind with teeth, even though we hadn't had beer. I picked it up and put it in the sink like it could answer questions. For 2 days I told myself it was stress. Work has been a monster. Our mother keeps a tally of my failures like she's going to redeem them for points. I went to my shift, smiled like a sticker, came home, couldn't sleep. When I did sleep, my body woke up before my brain and flinched at shadows that weren't there. On the 3rd day, one of Milo's friends, Rafi, DM'd me. We've never had a real conversation. He's the kind of guy who thinks sarcasm is a personality. The message was 2 words, "You okay?" I stared at it for a full minute. Then, "Sorry. Random. You've been quiet." "Fine," I typed. Then deleted it. "Why?" He didn't answer for an hour. Then, I can't stop thinking about the other night. My breath did that shallow thing people talk about in articles. What about it? I think I should have stopped it. Stopped what? My hand started shaking so hard I had to put the phone down on the counter. When I picked it back up, "Rafi, say it." He sent an audio note. Just the sound of him breathing at first. Then, "I didn't know he gave you something. I thought it was just ginger ale, I swear. I went to the bathroom and when I came back, you looked out of it." I told him to chill. He told me to leave. A pause that swallowed the kitchen. "Nora, I'm an idiot. I should have." Another breath. It was Milo. I replayed it 3 times. It didn't get less true. This is the part in the story where everyone wants the righteous scene. Throw things. Scream. Call the police. I stood in the middle of our living room holding my phone like a hot coal and stared at the dent in the wall where we'd moved a bookshelf last spring. That dent used to be a joke. We called it the bookshelf's revenge. Now it was a map pin. This happened, here. I went to our mother's that night because part of me still believes there is an adult in the room. She was prepping for a fundraiser, which means organizing other people's kindness like it's hers. I sat on her neat sofa and told her I needed her to listen, really listen, the way she used to when I was little and convinced thunderstorms were personal. "I think Milo hurt me," I said. "I think he put something in my drink." Her face did the slow change I know too well, concern, then calculation, then the particular kind of smile that says she is going to rewrite this for me. "Nora," she said carefully, "you were always so sensitive. Maybe you misunderstood. Your brother loves you. He's been under stress. We all have." "I know what I felt," I said. "And I have a message." She held up a hand. "We are not going to destroy this family with accusations. People make mistakes when they are young. We keep things inside. We handle them." "Mistakes," I repeated, the word cutting on the way out. "Mom, I didn't consent." The room went smaller. She straightened the edge of a magazine like it was a duty. "Don't say things you can't take back." I went home to a house that now clicked when you walked through it. Milo was on the couch, watching a show he didn't care about. He muted it when he saw me. "Hey," he said, as if the word could return us to the before. "Rafi sent me a message," I said. No preface. No softness. He blinked. The tiniest crack crossed his face and sealed itself. "Rafi's dramatic," he said. "He's always trying to be the hero. He said you gave me something." I waited for the storm. The spoon tap. The laugh. The denial. The confession. Anything. "People say things," he said. "You fell asleep. You were tired. Did you put something in my drink?" Silence is an answer. He stood up like the conversation was a fly he could swat away and took his empty glass to the sink. "You need to rest," he said. "You haven't been sleeping right." He ran the tap too long. He washed the glass like it had sinned. I went to my room and locked the door even though locks don't keep out history. I took out a notebook and started writing down everything I could remember: what I wore, what we ate, the rain, the bottle cap, the way the kitchen light flickered at 11:32. I wrote the word ginger ale 5 times. I wrote Rafi an audio and he told me to leave. I wrote "Mom, we keep things inside." I underlined it until the paper bruised. I made a call to the clinic the next morning and asked the questions I should have asked the morning after. The nurse's voice was gentle in a way that made me want to hang up. "It's not too late to be seen," she said. "It's never too late to get support." She explained options. Evidence. Kits. Counseling. She said the words "someone you know" like she'd had to say them 1,000 times. I nodded into the phone like she could see me be brave. I didn't go that day. I walked there. I stood outside. I watched a woman go in with her shoulders squared and thought, "Be like her." Then I walked to the park and sat on a bench and tried to teach my body that the ground was still ground. 2 nights later, Rafi showed up on our porch with his hands in his sleeves like he was hiding from his own choices. Milo opened the door, saw him, and smiled a smile I haven't seen since we were kids, wolfish and lazy. "Hey, man," he said. "What's up?" "I need to talk to Nora," Rafi said. "Alone?" "That's not how we do things," Milo said. He leaned on the doorframe, making his body the conversation. "Let him in," I said. My voice sounded like somebody else's brave. In the kitchen, Rafi wouldn't sit. He kept looking at the door like it could hear. "I'm sorry," he said. I froze. I didn't know what. "I should have pulled you out." "I should have," he swallowed. "He told me to get out and said you were fine." I didn't want to think. He finally looked at me. It was him. Behind us, the hallway floor squeaked. Milo was there, arms crossed, eyes flat. "You don't know what you saw," he said to Rafi. "You were high. You always are. You came over to crash on my couch like you always do." He looked at me, not his friend. "You know him. He lives for attention." I looked at Milo and tried, honestly tried, to find the brother who taught me to stand up for myself in 6th grade, who yelled at a teacher when a boy pulled my braid, who told me people who love you don't make you smaller to make themselves big. He kept his face neutral like he'd practiced. "If you keep saying this," he said softly, "you're going to regret it." There it was. Not an apology. Not a denial. A warning dressed as concern. I went to our mother's the next morning and told her I was going to the police. She stared at me like I'd said I was moving to Mars. "You will not," she said. "You will embarrass us. You will ruin your brother's life. He will never get a job. Do you want that on you?" "I didn't do this," I said. "He did." She closed her eyes. Families survive because we decide what to say out loud. This stays inside. I left before I said something I couldn't take back. I got in my car and drove. Not to work. Not to the clinic. To the police station with the chipped blue door and a vending machine that eats singles. I parked and stared at the entrance like it was a cliff. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "If you tell anyone, it'll be worse for you." I showed it to no one. I forwarded it to myself. I saved it in a folder called Light. Rafi texted too. "If you need me to come with you, I will. I'll say it. I'll say what he did." I sat there with the engine off, listening to the car click as it cooled. A girl walked out of the station with a paper in her hand and a look on her face like a door had opened. A boy held it for her. The vending machine whirred. The blue paint flaked. I put my hand on the door handle. I counted to 5. I thought about our dent in the wall and the bottle cap in the sink and my mother's voice telling me to keep it inside. I thought about my brother at the sink washing a single glass like absolution came in circles. I thought about what it means to love someone who chooses himself over your life. I opened the door. I don't know what the next page looks like. I just know this one doesn't get to be the last.